surface lies a hidden world most people can't even imagine. Underground cities, sprawling warehouses, and secret passageways where celebrities gather for exclusive parties. But it doesn't stop there. There's even a museum tucked away in this subterranean maze. Employees guided us through these mysterious tunnels, accessible only by elevator, and what we found was astonishing. These tunnels are like stepping into an entirely different universe. Beyond the glitz of the parties, what happens in these spaces is both surreal and unbelievable. To be honest, I wouldn't wish the things I experienced on anyone. People often claim these tunnels don't exist, dismissing them as myths or conspiracy theories. But trust me, they're real. As we continue, you'll hear from many others who will corroborate this story, piece by piece, revealing the truth.
In the glittering world of hip-hop royalty, Sean "Diddy" Combs has long reigned supreme. His lavish parties, chart-topping hits, and business empire have been the stuff of legend. But beneath the surface of his star-studded life, a shocking secret has been lurking, quite literally underground. Recent court documents have blown the lid off a hidden network of tunnels snaking beneath Diddy's opulent mansions, sending shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. As federal agents descended on Diddy's properties in a dramatic raid, they uncovered far more than they bargained for. Hidden cameras, firearms, narcotics, and bizarrely, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil were just the tip of the iceberg. But it's the elaborate tunnel system that has tongues wagging and imaginations running wild. These aren't just any tunnels. We're talking about a subterranean labyrinth straight out of a spy thriller, complete with secret entrances, private theaters, and connections to other high-profile properties. The question on everyone's lips: what exactly was going on in Diddy's underground lair? As we dive into the murky depths of this unfolding scandal, buckle up for a wild ride through the hidden passages of power, privilege, and potential criminality. From star-studded parties with a sinister twist to whispers of human trafficking, this is a story that will make you question everything you thought you knew about one of music's biggest icons. Our journey begins at the gates of Diddy's Star Island mansion, where Homeland Security investigators recently swarmed the property. But this is just the starting point of a much larger, more complex web of allegations that stretch back decades and implicate some of the biggest names in entertainment. Let's rewind to the early days of Diddy's rise to fame. As he climbed the ranks of the music industry, his parties became the stuff of legend. Exclusive, invite-only affairs where the champagne flowed freely and the guest list read like a who's who of Hollywood royalty. But according to insiders, these weren't just innocent celebrations of success. They were carefully orchestrated events with a much darker purpose. Enter Jaguar Wright, a former insider who's not afraid to spill the tea. She paints a chilling picture of what allegedly went on behind closed doors. "I've seen what they do," she claims, her voice trembling with emotion. The ritualistic behaviors, the putting girls in suitcases, dumping them in alleyways, it's horrifying. Wright's allegations are just the beginning. As we peel back the layers of Diddy's carefully crafted public image, a disturbing pattern begins to emerge. The underground tunnels, it seems, were more than just an eccentric architectural feature. They served a very specific purpose: to allow certain guests to come and go undetected, keeping particular events far from prying eyes. But who were these mysterious guests? And what exactly was happening in the depths of Diddy's private grotto? To answer these questions, we need to take a closer look at the man himself. Sean Combs, better known as Diddy, P. Diddy, or Puff Daddy, has been a force to be reckoned with in the entertainment industry for decades. His rise from intern to music mogul is the stuff of legend, but it's his connections that truly set him apart. Diddy's circle of friends reads like a who's who of the global elite. From A-list celebrities to powerful politicians and business tycoons, he's rubbed shoulders with some of the most influential people on the planet. These weren't just casual acquaintances, they were part of a carefully cultivated network that, according to some, served as a protective shield around the rapper. One former associate, speaking on condition of anonymity, put it bluntly: "Diddy made sure he was untouchable. He had dirt on everyone and everyone knew it. That's why no one dared to speak out, even when things got really dark." and dark they allegedly got. As we delve deeper into the allegations surrounding Diddy's underground activities, a disturbing picture begins to emerge. The tunnels, it seems, were just one part of a much larger operation, one that allegedly involved human trafficking, drug distribution, and even ritualistic abuse. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. To truly understand the scope of what's being alleged, we need to take a closer look at the physical evidence uncovered during the recent raids. Picture this: a team of federal agents armed with search warrants descending on Diddy's luxurious properties. As they make their way through the opulent rooms, they stumble upon something unexpected: a hidden entrance leading to an underground network of tunnels. As they navigate the dimly lit passageways, the agents are stunned by what they find. Hidden cameras are everywhere, capturing every move made within the subterranean maze. But it's what's being stored in these tunnels that really raises eyebrows. Firearms, enough to arm a small militia, are discovered stashed away in secret compartments. Narcotics, ranging from high-end party drugs to more sinister substances, are found in industrial quantities. And then there's the baby oil, over 1,000 bottles of it, neatly arranged and ready for use. What could possibly explain this bizarre collection of items? The answer, according to some insiders, lies in the nature of the parties that allegedly took place in these underground spaces. These weren't your typical celebrity bashes, explains a former party-goer who wishes to remain anonymous. They were more like rituals, the kind of thing you'd expect to see in a cult, not at a hip-hop mogul's mansion. The source goes on to describe scenes of debauchery and excess that would make even the most hardened Hollywood veteran blush. People would lose themselves down there, they claim. It was like entering another world where normal rules didn't apply. But it wasn't just the underground parties that have caught the attention of investigators. The tunnels themselves have become a focal point of the investigation, with authorities believing they may have served a much more sinister purpose. According to court documents, the tunnel system was highly organized and built to allow parties where few guests could enter and exit without ever stepping foot on public property. This level of secrecy and control has led some to speculate that the tunnels may have been used for human trafficking. It's the perfect setup, explains a former FBI agent consulted for this story. You could move people in and out without anyone ever knowing, and if something went wrong, there were multiple escape routes. The implications of these allegations are staggering. If true, they suggest that one of the music industry's most powerful figures may have been operating a sophisticated criminal enterprise right under the noses of law enforcement for years. But how did Diddy allegedly manage to keep such a massive operation under wraps for so long? The answer, according to some, lies in his extensive network of powerful friends and associates. Diddy wasn't just connected, he was the connection, explains a former music industry executive. If you wanted to make it in this business, you had to go through him, and that gave him leverage over a lot of people. This leverage, it's alleged, extended far beyond the music industry. Politicians, business leaders, and even law enforcement officials are rumored to have been part of Diddy's inner circle and potentially complicit in covering up his alleged crimes. One name that keeps coming up in connection with the scandal is that of Michael Jackson. Rumors have long circulated about a tunnel connecting Diddy's property to the late King of Pop's former home. While these claims remain unverified, they've taken on new significance in light of the recent revelations. If there really is a tunnel connecting their properties, it raises a lot of questions, says a legal expert familiar with the case. What was the nature of their relationship? And more importantly, what might have been happening in that shared underground space? As the investigation continues to unfold, more and more insiders are coming forward with their own stories of what they witnessed in Diddy's inner circle. One of the most vocal has been the rapper's former bodyguard, Gene Deal. Deal, who worked closely with Diddy for years, has been sharing explosive details about what he claims went on behind closed doors. In a recent interview, he dropped a bombshell. Those people who were caught at Diddy's party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house, but he had 250 tape recorders that the feds found. The implications of this claim are staggering. If true, It suggests that Diddy may have been collecting compromising information on his guests for years, information that could potentially implicate some of the biggest names in entertainment and beyond. But Deal's allegations don't stop there. He goes on to describe a culture of control and manipulation that he claims permeated every aspect of Diddy's empire. It wasn't just about the parties, he insists. It was about power. Diddy always wanted to be in control, whether it was over his guests, his business activities, or his public image. As more and more details emerge, the legal implications for Diddy continue to mount. The rapper now faces multiple lawsuits, including both civil and criminal cases, that could potentially end his career and land him behind bars for decades. The evidence collected during the recent raids is said to be damning. In addition to the physical items found in the tunnels, authorities have reportedly gathered hours of footage and hundreds of files that could serve as key evidence not only against Diddy, but potentially implicating others who participated in or knew about these alleged activities. This case has the potential to blow the lid off some of Hollywood's darkest secrets, says a legal analyst following the case closely. We're talking about a network of powerful individuals who may have been involved in or turned a blind eye to serious criminal activities for years. The fallout from these allegations has been swift and severe. Diddy's business empire, once seemingly untouchable, is now in freefall. Major brands are distancing themselves from the embattled mogul, and even some of his closest associates are reportedly cooperating with authorities in exchange for leniency. But perhaps the most damaging testimony could come from Cassie, Diddy's former long-term girlfriend. The singer, who filed her own lawsuit against Diddy last year alleging years of abuse and exploitation, is said to have intimate knowledge of what went on in the rapper's inner circle. Cassie's testimony could be the key to this whole case, explains a source close to the investigation. She was there for years. She saw everything. If she decides to tell all, it could be game over for Diddy. As the legal battle heats up, the court of public opinion is already in session. Social media is ablaze with speculation, theories, and calls for justice. Many fans are expressing shock and disbelief at the allegations, while others claim they've long suspected something was amiss in Diddy's world. Nothing like this goes on for 25 years unless the higher-ups knew and condoned this activity, wrote one Twitter user, echoing a sentiment shared by many. The case has also reignited discussions about power, privilege, and accountability in the entertainment industry. Many are calling for a broader investigation into the culture of abuse and exploitation that they say has been allowed to flourish for far too long. This isn't just about Diddy, insists a prominent Me Too activist. It's about a system that protects predators and silences victims. We need to tear it all down and start over. As the investigation continues to unfold, one thing is clear. The repercussions of this case will be felt far beyond Diddy's immediate circle. The music industry, Hollywood, and even the corridors of power in Washington, D.C. are bracing for what could be a seismic shift in the balance of power. For Diddy himself, the future looks increasingly bleak. If convicted on even some of the charges he's facing, legal experts predict he could be looking at decades behind bars. It's a stunning fall from grace for a man who once seemed to have it all: fame, fortune, and an untouchable aura of success. But perhaps the most chilling aspect of this entire saga is the realization that we may never know the full truth of what went on in those underground tunnels. As one former partygoer put it, what happens in Diddy's grotto stays in Diddy's grotto. At least that's what we all thought. Turns out the walls have ears and cameras. As we continue to watch this story unfold, one thing is certain: the world of celebrity will never be quite the same again. The underground tunnels of Diddy's empire may have been exposed, but they've opened up a Pandora's box of questions about power, privilege, and the dark underbelly of fame that won't be easily closed. In the end, perhaps the most important question isn't what went on in those tunnels, but how we as a society allowed such a system to exist in the first place. As the investigation continues and more details emerge, we're left to wonder, who else might be hiding secrets beneath the surface of their seemingly perfect lives? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: this is one story that's far from over. Stay tuned, because in the world of celebrity scandals, the next bombshell is always just around the corner, or in this case, just below the surface.